Incredible. Anything else you want to add to that story, Ellie?
Just every time you get an opportunity to talk to somebody, talk to them. When you get an opportunity to do something, do it.
It sounds like you're a relationship builder. Now, did the same bank, did they own all three properties?
No.
Okay. So you had different banks. That's incredible, Holly. I talked to so many investors that said, Terry, that doesn't work. We've tried. We've tried. Some of those people are on the line tonight. But you did it with how many different banks, Holly?
2 different banks.
2 different banks, and you bought it for $3,000. How long were those properties sitting? Do you have any idea?
For 12 years.
Those properties have been sitting vacant for 12 years.
Correct.
Wow. And you come right in and do a deal and walk away with $400,000.
But I did my research, and that's the deal. I did my research, and I knew what they were worth, and I didn't know the condition on the inside because you can't go inside, not until you have the right to walk into the property.
Now, did you buy those notes without seeing the property totally?
I did a drive-by.
Good. So you never went inside, but you still bought them anyway.
Correct.
And you probably did that based on your calculations and your analysis that says, you know what, these properties are worth X number of dollars. If I can get it for X, that means I'm going to make X.
Exactly. And I made much more than I anticipated I was going to make.
Incredible. Holly, let's talk about the cost of your education. Now, I know when I met you in Las Vegas, you had spent how much to learn this business?
I spent $25,000.
Okay, you guys. Holly spent $25,000 to get educated to make the type of money she's making. Now, there's an old saying, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance.
It's the best money I ever spent. I met Terry in Las Vegas, went to a training class there. Terry was there. Had the good fortune to go out to dinner with him. And then I think we stayed up until after midnight talking real estate. And when I came back from that seminar, Terry was the person I called because I knew he had what I wanted. And, yeah, the seminar covered a lot of different things. Terry had what I wanted.
Let me ask you a question, Holly. It's a no-brainer. I know it is. Would you pay double knowing what you know now?
Yes.
The money you made so far?
Yes.
Wow. Could you imagine looking back and just saying, you know what, $25,000 was way too much money for me to spend to learn? I know I was like that. I know when I learned real estate, it was always expensive. It was always expensive. But I look back, Holly, on my education now, and I'm going, man, I would gladly double, triple, and pay more because now I have it. And that cost that I paid was so irrelevant. But you have to get a system that works. It sounds like you have one.
Exactly.
So you're saying if I charge $10,000 for a mentoring program, it would be worth it?
Absolutely.
About 15.
Absolutely.
You're not going to go for 20. Can I hear 20? Can I hear 20?
I'm telling you guys, Terry explains this so well. He helps you through it. He's on the line with you when you call the bank the first time. And, I mean, Terry did all of that for me. After we did our first one, I'm a self-starter. I'm an individual who kicks myself in the butt every day and says, got to do it. This is what I want to do. I'm going to make it work. Terry did not help me negotiate the $3,000 deal or the $2,000 deal or the $7,500 deal that I did that were, my average right now on all the notes I've bought is 3 cents on a dollar.
How much is it?
3.
3 cents on a dollar.
The average. Okay?
Wow.
And, Terry wasn't with me on all of those. Terry laughed at me a couple times. But I'm an old salesman from a long time back. And, you have to know how to work your deal. My deal at this point was I wanted to get it for as cheap as possible. If I didn't insult them, then I wasn't really doing my job.
Hey,
And
Holly,
you have
you know
to
what?
find the right one.
Let me just stop you right there. I was talking to a person today, even last night, that I'm working on a deal on $1 million house. The bank has a note.
Right.
And those were the exact words I told her. If my offer doesn't piss them off, I offer too much. And she's probably smiling right now. Robin, I know you're smiling. Just like they say, the fruit doesn't fall too far from the tree. You heard Holly say the same thing.
Exactly.
Holly, you know, I'm not going to take all the credit because you were the one that took massive action to improve your life. And that's the difference between you and other people that I teach. That's the difference between the winners and the losers of life. You took massive action and you were willing to risk it all. Robert Kennedy said something. He says, if you don't want to risk it all, you won't be successful. You were willing to pay the cost necessary to achieve the American dream. And I want to congratulate you. And I want to say you make me very proud. That's why I was so excited about having this call tonight, is because you are edifying me. And that's what this call is about. Holly is one of my strongest supporters of how my system works. And I have other people out there. Scott's another one of our students that's done extremely well. But I wanted to have this call tonight, again, because I'm going to take this course, and I'm going to make it one of the finest courses out there for my students to make a good income and make a good living. Holly, what has motivated you? I know for me it was my daughter. I couldn't afford to send her to college. And I said, you know what, I was sick and tired of being broke. I'm sick and tired of being broke. I'm going back to real estate with a mad passion. What motivated you?
There were two things that motivated me. Number one, my mother is unfortunately declining into Alzheimer's. I needed to make a move and move my mother so that we could care for her as a family. Tremendous influence on this. The second thing was I've been basically self-employed, owned a company with a business partner. You know, business has changed. The world's changed. That particular business was declining. I was faced with, okay, got to get a job. I'm sorry, I don't want a job. I want to do something, and I've got to make enough money to help support my mother during the next, could be 20 years, and myself. And I knew that I could do it. And after being exposed to the non-performing paper, that's what I wanted to do. You know, I didn't want to try and buy houses and flip them. I didn't want to buy into Hurricane Katrina areas. I didn't want to do any of that. I wanted to buy non-performing paper. And when I found you, Terry, you opened it, you had the key, and gave me the key, and I just ran with it.
Yeah, you sure did. I tell you what, I love it. You know, it's funny. I love it when a student becomes a teacher. And I've told you all along, there's people out there that want to learn, and you're going to make a great teacher because you got the experience and the drive and desire. You got what it takes to be successful. That's why I'm ready to take on the world, Holly. I needed one good, strong testimonial, and now I'm out there preaching the gospel. A lot of these guys on this phone line know me, and I've been preaching non-performing paper and foreclosures for quite a long time, and I know it works. The people that try to tell me it doesn't, get out of my way. Get out of my way. Holly, you like buying first mortgages, right?
I do.
Now, I bought mainly seconds. I only have one first. I bought 25 notes. I only have one first mortgage. You have 18 mortgages. How many of yours are first?
14.
And you have 4 seconds. Mm-hmm. Why don't you tell these guys the distinct advantage you have by owning a first mortgage?
Just like the properties in Baltimore. First mortgage, I foreclose, I own the property. I've got a property in Pennsylvania, and that's one thing I've got to tell y'all. Don't be threatened by the fact that maybe in California it's too expensive for you to buy notes. There are so many other places in the country, and I have no fear of going to states that I've never lived in, never been to. I go see the properties. But, you know,